Hello, Simrel. You can add a chat box to your screen. You go to the Streamlabs dashboard and you can click on alert box here, and that'll bring you up to all these settings. You can manage your themes, and you have a default scene collection. This link has all the different scenes you can have set up and these widget URLs. So you grab this for chat box, grab that. Okay, and then it just shows everything. Cool. But no, I want to stick in this. You can add browser chat. So you pop that into there, and you can set the width and height of however you want it. And there's a bunch of other settings that do stuff. Probably don't need to mess with it too much. So now you see this red box in here. That's where the chat's gonna be popping up. And you'll see I have this chat up here that I have from Stream Elements. I recommend Stream Elements because it's what you see is what you get, WYSIWYG type of editor. And I can show you that here. So get rid of that. I have all these things set up for different things, but let's just talk about, I'm in my theater scene, so we have our theater alerts. Edit. And this is the canvas. So I have three things here. I have a chat box set up. I have alerts for subs, bits, tips, all that stuff set up there. And then hosts, raids, follows set up separately. And the reason I do that, I was watching a streamer, the Spud Hunter, and he has those things disparate. So there can be followers going off, there can be hosts, there can be raids, and those are different than monetized alerts. So having those split off differently, people who've been following all day, God forbid you get follow botted, but those are going off. But when an alert goes off, like a subscriber or a tip, cheer, when the money starts flowing in, then you have those separate. And you have these set up. The way it goes about, it's a little bit different. Maybe you like Streamlabs better, or it's more familiar, or what have you. But this one I like because it's set up visually. Like you can see, okay, when I put this in, it's gonna be this size. And then I have my chat box over here set up so that it goes above the camera and set up there. Otherwise, you would be adding your alert box, you'd be adding a custom alert box, and then you'd be adding a chat box into each scene that you have that. What I have set up with the different overlays, I have those separated out into the different formats. So it's like, maybe the chat box will be at the bottom, these will be at the top, different use cases for those. So basically you get these set up with Stream Elements, then have a URL, copy that, and the same process. So I pop that into that as a browser source. And then I set it to my canvas, which is the standard 1920 by 1080. And there it is. The red goes all the way around because it's full screen. And I'm actually going to delete that because it exists already. So when the chat goes in, you'll see the chat pops up starting down there, right above the camera as we did. And we can test the alerts with the thingy.
not fear a man that spams 1000 memes, instead fear a man that spams a meme 1000 times.
We can test a cheer event.
My name is Bill.
And you'll see host. Pops up separately. And the raid will come in just after that. The follower pops up in the same spot there. And also, like, yeah, you don't have to separate out follows, raids, hosts from tips, subs, cheers, because you can just designate them with your different sounds so that you hear the sound, you know it's this, and then you can look at your event list and see that. But having those set up in different stream elements in the different things allows it just to look a little different. So we have our den alerts we can see all across the bottom, and the game alerts, subs at the top, host and chat at the bottom, like that. And it just allows for different use cases. I also have some things set up a little differently, and it's a little more crazier. So the alerts I've set up per, there's the theater alerts, but when it was going off with all the emails shooting off, I separated that out into this screen, which I call my memes overlay. And so I can test that sub event. All this does on the memes overlay is do that alerts, emotes, explosion kind of deal. And when emotes are spammed in chat, they'll also pop up in there. And you'll see there's a tip goal at the bottom that's set. So I have this memes overlay across all scenes, whether it's the game view, or I have this chatting den type of view, this theater type of view. I have an away screen. Nope, not the away screen. That's a different one. This is a predicting kind of future seer thing. The drive-in is what I meant.
Fragile. What's that mean?
Fragile. I think that's a French cuisine.
So all those things have the memes overlay, which means when someone spams emotes, it'll do the floating bit. When an event happens, it'll do the explosion bit. And when it'll have this gold down at the bottom across all the scenes. And just as like a uniformity thing, I want those happening on every scene. I don't necessarily want the alerts popping up like in this scene. I don't want it popping up in the upper half of the screen over the camera, so I moved it down. But during the game, I just have it in the forefront, in the top of the screen, and those different things set up like that. There's also a different thing I have used for the memes. I have these overlay things that pop up like that.
I'm jiggle picking to the right, I'm jiggle picking to the left, a little to the right, a little to the left.
And of course, Fall Guys, when you get eliminated, it is a big mood. So something else, using that means those will pop over everything across all scenes uniformly. And so I use that to edit my camera scene. And so my camera scene, I have a version like that replaces the camera with Sonic.
Meow.
So that means in any scene that I have a camera,
Meow.
that can be duplicated as if it were the camera.
Meow.
So having all those little bits, tying them into, you'll see the channel points renames. When I have that program open, it pulls the channel points redeems and makes it happen. This one I'm using, it's a little fun looking, the orange board. So that means that I can trigger it from channel points. I can trigger it from a chat command.
Meow.
And I can also do some crazy stuff like tying it to other events. I can tie it to bits amounts, subs, gifted sub amounts, points redeems, with a message, a host, a raid, chat message. All sorts of crazy things. That's a whole different thing. But basically, I have it set up so that when someone wants to run, they can help. When someone wants to make me say meow,
Meow.
I can say meow. And then I also set up a small one for the camera. So all these things like are possible with using the nested properties by setting up a separate scene down here. This camera scene you'll see on how do I show that? Theater. This camera scene. There we go.
I'm jiggle picking to the right. I'm jiggle picking to the left. A little to the right. A little to the left.
So that's just affecting the camera. And so when I go into this game scene, my camera scene is that nested property one. And that's achieved by setting up a scene, and you can put in any of these into the other little bits. So it's like a Russian doll situation. Yeah. Basically all the information at the front, all the information at the back, options, neat things. Any questions? I was trying to think of questions to ask myself for you, but maybe it was good. Maybe.